it's Sunday. I'm excited. Say hello. If you're here, I have my iPad up, so hopefully I can see who all is here. But we are gonna have a good time today sewing a Zip Away Tote. This is probably one of my favorite patterns. I know I say that a lot about different patterns that we've done here on the channel. But I do think that the Zip Away Tote from by George is probably one of my favorites. And I do think if you are someone who sews to sell, then this pattern is probably one that you should have on your list. And also for this time of year, as we do back to school, people are doing their last travel trips, you know, vacations. Also, they make great gifts for the holidays for people. So I highly recommend that if you haven't purchased the Zip Away Tote by George, which I will pin all the links and everything when we're done here. If you haven't done this one yet, you need to. So I'm really excited to share it with you all today. Hi everybody, hi Melissa. So my name is Genevieve. If this is your first time coming to my channel, my name is Genevieve and the Thunderbird Handcrafted is my business. We make beautifully hand-dyed fabric with my hands, and then we also have a variety of prints, and we focus specifically on eco-friendly, organic, American milled fabrics for our prints, as well as for our dyed fabric base, but all of our dyed fabric is hand-dyed by me right now, and probably for the foreseeable future. So come on in, say hello, and I will share with you my fabrics that I'm using today for my Zip Away Tote. Georgie and I became friends. I think we found each other through So Magical, actually. And then from there, we just became friends on Instagram, and then we finally got to meet at So Magical. And so Georgie and I have connected this big, beautiful community that we have, right? So definitely go over and check out by George. Follow her on YouTube. She does have her own YouTube channel because she does create other patterns. And then also follow her over on Instagram because she does share a lot of good stuff. Hello, Robbie from Vegas. It is very hot here today, Robbie. So if you're, it was actually pretty cool. It was cooled off. I have a feeling this week, from what my husband says, it's supposed to be pretty darn warm here. Okay, so I'm gonna go through my fabrics. There's not a whole lot, there's not a big cut list. This is also one of those projects, and I want to try to make these Sunday sews like quick, easy. You could batch them if you wanted to, because I always like to encourage those of you who do sew to sell. Like if you're gonna do vendor events or markets in the fall, you definitely want something that is batchable, something that you can make over and over, and also something that's minimal hardware and minimal fabric, right? Because that all cuts into your margin. Don't even start the heat. I bet you well, I know from when I was there for Sewcation, Robbie, in Vegas, like I could not believe how hot it was. So yes, and you guys have like the dry heat. I would say here in Pennsylvania we have like the humid stuff, and from what I gather this week it is supposed to be like 90s with high 80 humidity. So I have one more batch of dyed fabric to do, which I'd like to get that done for June, and then I feel like I'll be taking a break until I go on my vacation. Hi Vonda, thanks for coming. Again, say hello if you're here. If we haven't met yet, I'm excited that you're here. All right, so the first thing that first fabric that I'm using is our wizard letter, magical letter. I forget exactly what I named this. I should have looked this up before I came on. But we have a series on our website called Dark Academia. And if you follow me for any length of time, you know that I am a Potterhead. Anybody else a Harry Potter person? Loves it. you're a Potter adult. I know that there's plenty of Disney adults, but I am definitely a Potter adult. And I'll probably share a little bit why as we're sewing here. But this is one of the new prints that we have that we added to the Dark Academia series, because the Dark Academia series, and I'm using some of that here, it's very like neutral, right? It's not necessarily Potter. Ooh, we have Potter adults, yay. And so it's not like the Dark Academia series, it could be used for a lot, it's inspired, right? And I like to do that with a lot of our bookish series because, listen, I'm all about the licensed fabric, but as a business owner, it is super important that if you're using that sort of thing, that you actually have licensing for it. And so, you know, I'm not somebody who's about to narc on anyone, but I'm just saying, like, it is a big deal if you get a cease and desist. And so I try to stay away from that sort of thing. So we do have the Dark Academia series is pretty much the colors of the different houses for Harry Potter. And you're going to learn today what house I am. I'd love to know if you're a Potter adult, I'd love to know, share in the comments what house you are. I am a Hufflepuff. And so I thought it'd be really cool since I did like a train case. It was by Studio 77. I didn't do a video for it, but when I went on my cruise in April for the Oak Roots cruise, I did make like a train case for them, and it was all pottered fabric, and I love it. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make this also Potter, because then like all my like inside, you know, travel stuff will be Harry Potter. Robbie's full of Ravenclaw. I know we have a lot of Ravenclaws in this community. Lots of Ravenclaws. Only because also the amount of Ravenclaw Dark Academia, so the amount of that has been purchased makes me know that there are a lot of Ravenclaws. So this is the magical letter, I think it is called. Hi, April. So I'm doing that as the exterior. And then I'm just using some water. It's not water resistant. It's the thinner of the two. What is the difference? I forget now. But the one thing I found with Zip Away Totes is the water resistant canvas is pretty thick, right? And because you want this to be able to fold up inside itself, it's nice if you use the thinner water resistant or water, I forget what the words is. My brain is so, I've had such brain fog after the drama of last week. My brain is just not vibing. But anyways, we also have black water resistant canvas, and it's the thinner version. And then for the accent, I'm doing some Luxe Sateen. Hey, Georgie. Luxe Sateen, which is one of our bases, in the Badger Plaid. So I saw April's a Hufflepuff. We have a Gryffindor. Melissa's a Gryffindor. So this is what I love about this Dark Academia series. This is actually small scale. We had some that we test printed on a small scale, so I'm just using some of that. It's all regular scale, so all 12 inch by 12 inch seamless is the whole series. So it'll be bigger than this when you order it, if you order it from us. Like I said, this was just a test piece that I had left, but this is what I'm going to do on the interior. And the Luxe Sateen, so, you know, I did not interface this for this project because Luxe Sateen, if you're not familiar with our bases, one, you definitely need to go and get a free fabric sample over my website. You just boop my dog's snoot and you'll get a free fabric sample pack. And now we do have a full page on our website explaining all of our bases. But Luxe Sateen is a little bit thicker of it is a thicker woven. I'll say that. It has more of a more high-end feel to it. It's great for the exterior of bags. It's great for the interior of bags. But for this project in particular, I'm not interfacing it at all because the other part of my interior is going to be that water-resistant canvas. So thank you, Georgie, for stopping by. I appreciate you. And you know I love your pattern. So yeah, so Luxe Sateen is the other base that we're using. So this base here is actually our Kona cotton. So if you're a quilter, you know what Kona cotton is, but Kona cotton, we have 3 different, what I would say, cotton woven bases. We have our broadcloth poplin, which is like a traditional basic cotton woven. You can only get that in my dyed fabric. Then we have our Kona cotton, which is a little bit thicker of a weave. It's a soft base. It's great for quilting. It's great for bag making, all the things. It's really great for pretty much all types of cotton woven crafts. And then we have our Luxe Sateen, which is the thickest weight, which is really great for something that you need it to be a little bit heavier duty. So those are the bases that we're doing. I am also going to be making, I have to grab it here. I don't think that it's on their website yet, but Jade and Chris from the Heartwood and Hide, as you guys know, they're one of my shop besties. And they had, tell me if you got one of these if you were in Vegas. They had these in Vegas. So this is, what are they calling it? Two-tone wrist buddy, okay? And so if you've ever made those wristlets, right, that have like a two-sided thing, I'm going to make a two-tone wrist buddy for my Zip Away Tote. And I already cut it out, so I'll show you. So I'm using some vinyl. I think this was Sophie Ray vinyl. So you can actually, if you want this print, the Marauders matte print, you can actually get this from Nancy over at Fabric Therapy. She has it. And then the other side is going to be my Badger plaid. But I'm just going to show you guys how this works. So you lay it on your vinyl, and I know Jade said that they're going to have it on their website soon. Like, they were first trying to figure out how they were going to ship them. So you would lay this on your vinyl, and it allows you to see where you're going to fussy cut, like what is actually going to be on the wristlet. And then it has this line that you can actually put, you'll see me use it then, but I'm just want to show this to you guys. It has a place where you can put your line down the center to be able to put your double-sided tape, and then be able to fold it all up. And it's really makes making those wristlets, which are also great for this time of year, for craft fairs, for teacher gifts, those sorts of things. It makes that really great. And the fact that you can fussy cut it and you can actually see, like, I wanted to be able to see Mischief Managed, because I have a feeling that this bag is going to be used for shopping. Like, I figured that would be really, really great to do that. So when we get to that part, we might actually make that first, just to get it out of the way. And then as far as other little goodies, I just have plain black zipper tape. I have some Potter and gunmetal. I had these, I think I got from Zorel. I think that's where I got both my zipper pulls that are Potter. Then I have a tag from Jade and Chris at the Heartwood and Hide. So these are actually on their website all the time, I'm pretty sure. I think they're in their book nook. Maybe, maybe not. Hi, Rinda. So these are, you know, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. So we're going to use that somewhere. And then this I got, I don't know where we're going to put this, probably in the interior. This I got, this is from Emporium Threads. So she has these little Potter letters, and it even has the cupboard under the stairs on the back. And then for my handles, I am going to use Bind It and Dyed. So you'll see this is a new color we just put up. It is more on the black end, but it's called Midnight. So it has like purples and deep burgundies and reds. It's really, really pretty. The thing about when you're ice dyeing things is black is not completely black. And so I'm excited to use this just as the handles for this, because that way it's not thick like seatbelt webbing that I have to fold up inside of it. So I think this will really be great for it. And this is ours, Bind It and Dyed. It's basically woven binding. It's 1.25 inch width. So we're going to use that. And then, again, because I am a Hufflepuff, we have to use, these are our new tags that are available for pre-order right now. I don't know, can you see that it says Wingardium Leviosa? And it has a little badger and 2 wands. So originally we were only selling our house tags in a pack of 4 with all 4 houses. And then we know there's houses out there who are like, you know, I don't want anybody else's tags. I don't want anybody else's house. I only want my house. Because I'm a Hufflepuff, I'm conceding. And there are now you can order these tags on our pre-order that runs until August 9th. You can order your own house or someone else's house in multiple amounts. You don't have to order the whole 4-pack, okay? Because I was told that that would be important to certain houses. So there it is. So we're going to use those. But let's get started, and hopefully I can remember how to make this thing. We're definitely going to look at Georgie's pattern, that's for sure. All right, I'm just going to try to get myself organized, make sure all my clips are together. So is anybody sewing this with me? Anybody I know that Rinda said she had 2 to finish. And if you're not sewing this with me, what are you sewing today? Are you sewing anything, or are you working on something else? I finally folded my laundry yesterday that I had been saying on all my social media that I was working on getting folded. All right. As far as what machine we're using, we're going to be using the good old Gertie Hazel right here, my Sailrite Fabricator. And thread-wise, let me make sure that you guys can see. Thread-wise, we are using a Tech 70 from Sunny Sewing Machines. I'm just using black. I'm probably going to have to play with my tension a little bit, which I think is why I want to do the little key fob first. Oh my gosh, Robbie. Robbie is actually working at her real job. Oh, girl. Well, don't get in trouble for watching us sew, right? All right. And oh, Georgie, thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to make something for myself on these Sundays, you guys, because I feel like, you know, many times when you're doing your channel, right, you're making like what is the new pattern, or, you know, trying to get that reach, right? And I'm just like at the point where I just want to sew for fun. This summer has just been so much work, good work. I love my work, but I just need something to be my therapy. And I feel like the last week was definitely that with this group. I felt like it was a really nice way to wind down or start the week. So I appreciate you guys joining me. So yeah, so you just draw that line, and now I'm going to take some double-sided tape. And I really think these would make good teacher gifts. It's so funny because I'm like talking about teacher gifts, and my kids aren't in school anymore. I don't have to worry about my kids starting, like, well, I have to worry about them starting college, but for the most part, like all of that stuff, I'm pretty much done with that. April said she just finished at church and grabbing some lunch. She'll hop back in a little bit. Apollo and I had chicken, and I put my chicken in a salad with strawberries and walnuts and, oh goodness, arugula. What else was in it? Feta cheese. It was a very good lunch. And then I think for dinner, I think we're doing tacos for dinner. I think that's what my kids have requested. All right, so like literally we're just, because that line was there, it's so easy to just fold it right up. Now we're gonna do the vinyl. Yeah, and the last time I talked to Jade, she said that they did finally, I don't know if they put these up on their website, on the Heart Wouldn't Hide website, because they've just had, they had a week, you guys. Oh my goodness. Them and Katie from My Little Shindig. What a hot mess that was. But as soon as she puts them up on her site, I'll make sure that over on my Instagram and stuff, I tag it, and then I'll come back in here and tag the link on this video in case anybody wants one. And I'm sure they'll promote them too. All right, so there's that. And see, now I can just layer this on top. So I'm gonna get another piece of double-sided tape and just put it right down the middle. My husband is out inspecting everybody's cars. That's the nice thing about being married to a mechanic. Although, the other thing that comes along with that is then everybody is like, hey, can you inspect my car? And because he doesn't own a garage or anything. He used to work for his uncle's garage. But because he doesn't own a garage or anything, then he's like, well, I can do it on Sunday. Robbie's like, I'm in charge, no worries. Well, that's good. All right, I'm just adding some clips here so it doesn't shift. And we're just gonna sew straight down both sides with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. I really should check my, I'm gonna just tighten it a little bit here and see how it goes. I'm on a 4 stitch length for a top stitch. Oh, I didn't oil my machine though, which we'll do when we're done here. Let me see how it's looking underneath. Oh, it's looking good. Okay. We go. So now what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna set this aside for now before we put it. But look how nice that got. I feel like it's just the perfect. I'm a little too loosey-goosey up here. I need to tighten that a little bit more. But it looks great. I'm excited because I'm going to, which moves us on to, I'm going to do this key fob piece. And I'm going to do this a little different because I obviously have this handle here, right? So instead of attaching this end to the key fob piece for the Zip Away Tote, I'm actually going to just weave it through the little hole here of the keychain thing. Okay, and then it's all its own thing. But I'm just gonna make a center line, pull it again, pull it again, and now we're gonna top stitch that. I have my Kona pieces. They're interfaced with Sofuse Plus, only because my Sailrite does like a little bit of a beefier weight of fabric. So oh, there you go. That was perfect for the tension. All right, and now I'm just going to, could maybe weave it through there. No, I'm gonna just weave it through the keyring piece. Come on. Lay flat. There we go. And I'm just gonna sew this with 1/8 of an inch just to hold it in place. So how has everybody's weekend been? It's been pretty low key here. Anybody go see Deadpool and Wolverine? I know that's the big ticket this weekend, huh? We were gonna go see it at the drive-in. We have a drive-in not far from us. But my daughter's boyfriend, he went camping with some friends this weekend, and he asked if we would wait. So we are waiting to go and see it. I'm going to put this away. And now we'll move on. I have these pieces to set aside for a little bit. And now we need to start our pattern. And I'm going to have to look at the pattern to remind myself. Oh, yesterday, what did I do yesterday? I did actually do a decent amount of stuff yesterday. I washed out fabric yesterday morning. Then I folded laundry, did dishes. I did all of the stuff that I was procrastinating the whole rest of the week. All right, so here we're going to make the place for our zipper pocket. And so what I love about this pattern for Georgie is that she really made sure like the markings are just so nice. So I'm going to clip my centers just tiny. Because that will help when we're, especially when we're doing the zipper. Those center marks really help. So you guys want to hear my Harry Potter introduction to Harry Potter story? And when I fell in love with it? It was definitely the books. So my, when I first got out of college, my, oh, I need my regular scissors. My dad had a flower shop in Maine. And I worked for my dad during my internship. I did a lot of like his marketing and that sort of stuff for him, organizing, that sort of thing. And one day this woman came in and was looking to see if my dad, she was getting married, but she was also asking my dad if he knew anyone young who'd be interested in being a nanny for her kids and traveling with them. And at that point, I really wasn't sure like where I was gonna go work yet. Like I hadn't really thought about what I did after my internship. I was thinking about looking up in New England area because I really loved it up there. And at that point, like I hadn't met DJ yet either. So I really didn't have anything to tie me to Pennsylvania. And so my dad was like, maybe my daughter might be interested. So I had babysat a lot as a kid. I should use my other pen. And so I was like, well, I'll meet the kids. I'll like meet with them and see, like, is this a good fit, right? And so, all right, and now I need to remember how I did this, because this is going to let me read. I always get this wrong and get it the wrong direction, you guys, because this is gonna pull through like so. If you sew it this way, yeah, no, we want to do it this way. All right, facing each other. So yeah, so anyways, I went and met with the family. I met the kids, fell in love with them. They were awesome. Decided to be their nanny. And at that time, online schooling was definitely not what it is today. And so their teacher in Maine would just like email us what they needed to work on. And like a lot of it was very loose. It wasn't like specific. And so for like reading and writing, it was primarily like read it, write a book report, talk about it, like that sort of thing. And so it was like right at the time when Harry Potter became popular. So I like taught Harry Potter, which was fun. And they like, it just got me so addicted to all of the things Potter. All right, so now we're gonna sew along those lines, and right, nope, we need to come down a little bit. The corners should just be touching. There we go. And then we're gonna sew that all the way around, push it through, and then put our zipper on, correct? Correct. Okay. So I'm gonna change my stitch length. Yeah, so I really do love the books. I try to get my kids to be just as interested in the books, but by the time they were old enough for the books to be like ones that they read, the movies were already out. And so my daughter, she really loves the movies, and I think she's read like the first 3 books. My son likes the movies too, but I feel like for that group of kids that like it had just come out, I feel like that's why they're, really Potter adults, because the books are just so unique and so good. Couldn't wait for the next book to come out. By the time the last book came out, I actually listened to that on books on CD. Driving to work. Oh my goodness. I had to go get my big torch because my other one, as you guys saw, my other one was dead the other day. All right, so now we're going to cut this open. Try Try not to cut myself. There we go. I did see that I'm very excited. Who else is excited about this if you're into Potter? I saw that they're gonna do like a HBO Max series of Harry Potter, which is very exciting. Like, I'm excited to see who are all the actors, which I don't think they released at all who the actors are yet. I know that I did see some teasers that they thought Adam Driver was going to play Snape, which I think he'd be an okay Snape. It's really hard for whoever takes that role, I'm sure. All right, so we're going to pull this through. And we're just going to finger press it. Best we can here. And now here's where, before I do this zipper, I think I'm going to line up my tag. So I guess since it's this direction, I do want the tag. I'm going to put the one I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. I was thinking about doing that one on the outside, right? But I feel like, should I put it like that there? Because I don't really want to put anything here that's gonna, I could put it there. That's okay too. What do you guys think? On the part with the pocket, like put it centered there, or put it like towards, like right above that. I don't know, what do you guys think? Put it there. You could put it like that, but I get it that this is going that direction, but I do kind of like it above the little ribbon. What do you think? I have to pick which. Should I do the Deathly Hallows on the outside? Or I think the Harry Potter is going to go on the outside. Like, and then I'll do the Deathly Hallows as the zip around. Robbie says pocket. So pocket like straight up and down like this, or like this. Vonda's like above the ribbon. Vonda, what house were you? Vonda's the outlier. I kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I might go with Vonda because I am a Hufflepuff and I might be the outlier here. I am a little worried about where that will be though once the zipper. Isn't this the worst thing? Isn't this the worst thing? This is what I mean. These are the decisions that will freeze me. I feel like this is very much like its own statement, right? I don't know. I think I'm going to do it here because I feel like when I open it, I'll read it. So, Vonda's Hufflepuff too. All right, we're doing it here. Hufflepuff wins. Sorry, ladies. All right, we're going to do it here. So I'm going to pull this out of the way. I feel like there aren't a lot of Hufflepuffs. I don't meet a lot of Hufflepuffs. I meet a lot of Ravenclaws and Slytherins. But you know what? Slytherin-wise in our community, I don't think there are many. I know some in our community who are Slytherins. But when I did the fabric, I didn't have a lot of people order Slytherin fabric. There were more people who ordered Gryffindor and Ravenclaw. But I feel like it's that time of year to start making your Potter makes. So it's a good time to get the Dark Academia stuff pre-ordered if you don't have it already. Especially if you plan on making any apparel with it. Like I made my sweatshirt last year. I was thinking I have some Badger plaid and also the Badger floral in some Luxe Sateen. I would love to make like a dapper dress with it. I think that would be so cool. But then I have to actually make something for myself, right? Even though I'm making something for myself now, it's small. Something big like that for myself. That's like a winter, that's for sure a winter project. But I think it would be cool to see like a dapper dress made out of the Dark Academia house stuff. Okay. All right, we're gonna pull this puppy through here. This morning I worked on cutting out, I don't know if you guys were, if you saw over on Instagram, I had some of the August Dynamics fabric kit fabric with a panel that I got from Katie for my little shindig. It's like Mickey's Railway. I was cutting out, I have everything cut out now. I just have to iron and interface it all to make a lens port for myself, so for my trip. So I'm gonna make myself a lens port for our cruise. So I'm excited. It's really like the colors matched so well together. I'm pretty sure, well, I'm waiting on webbing. I ordered webbing from Emporium Threads, some of her handmade webbing that she has. Oh, Paolo's buffing at someone. So I'm excited to make that. Probably not this week. I'm going to finish the dyeing that I need to do. And then, what else has to be done this week? Oh, I'm making my kids go through all their stuff so like we can take some stuff to Salvation Army. And then that way they can pack for school. That's what's on my agenda this week. And also I'm working on Monday. I have a call with our artist for When the Moon Hatched. So I'm excited about that because the dragons are, ooh, they're almost done. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of place this here and then make sure it's where I want it to be over here. And that's not the right direction. Wrong direction to open it. There we go. Okay. Now we're just going to top stitch that all the way around. I just think that I bet you if this was the only pattern you made for like a fall craft market, I mean the only pattern you had, if you just made them in all different fun different prints and whatnot, you'd sell a bunch of them, I'm telling you. I think that was the one thing, like the last couple markets I went to, I recognized that like the majority of the people that were doing well, it was like one thing. They were selling one thing. And I think that's just because like the reason they probably did well is I think a lot of people are just really overwhelmed in life in general. But also just like when you're at a market, like it's overwhelming, right? Because there is so much to see. So it's easier if somebody just has one thing for you to go in and be like, oh, try to find which one you like, right? So I was thinking about doing this or the hydro pouches for, I do one market every year. It's for our marching band. I need to put my, I'm just trying to burn down the edges of my zipper here. So I think I'll probably do the hydro pouch, but this one would be a good one to do that too. All right, now what we're going to do is I'm just going to clip this here like so. And now I'm just going to lift up the side and I'm going to just do, you know, like 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around for the pocket. What does he see? Paulo hears somebody. Oh my goodness. Sorry if he's getting your dogs going, you guys. I don't know what he sees. There's no one out front. All right, so there's our little pocket. I'm just going to trim the corners here so that they won't be in the turnaround. But that's got good. That got nice little Harry Potter. Nice, nice. Okay, now what's next? Georgie, what's next? Oh, now we need to just mark this where it's gonna go. Okay, so 1 inch away from the center mark. I'm just going to put it a little bit above there so that there's some kind of snugged in there. And we're just going to stay stitch this puppy there. there's that. We are not doing a separated zipper. Oh. Or are we? Yes, we are. Oh, Georgie, that's right. I forgot that part. Okay. So, no, we're not. I spoke wrong. All right, I was like, no, that's not how it works. Okay, so I am going to put my zipper pull on this end. And again, we're gonna do it so that this zipper is hidden in the zat when we're finished, like the tail. I'm not a fan of like the tail zipper things. Just, I don't know, just doesn't thrill me. All right, so I'm going to just fold this over with my finger. I'm gonna hope I don't burn myself. And pinch. There we go. And now we're gonna do the same on this side. Just like a little triangle fold. There we go. All right. So now we have to do some measuring now that we have our zipper ready. So we are going, we want it to close at the top. So that's an important piece of this puzzle here. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. So all of these I've always put the zipper like on the side like this, which doesn't really make sense if you're gonna hold it like this. I should have put the pocket like so, but it's fine. All right. So I'm gonna turn it this way so I know that I'm working, but my top of my zipper is gonna be here. Okay. I just want to make sure how far apart we're putting this. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're gonna do a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna mark a 1/2 inch. In the center, because that's where and then do the same over here. Earlier this morning, I had really bad anxiety this morning, you guys. Like, really bad. Yeah, it sucked. And now I have to remember which way we go here. Because yeah, right? Okay, bottom main and zipper should lay right side together with zipper teeth towards the middle. Yeah, so your zipper teeth, right sides together. Or no. Right sides together, zipper teeth towards the middle. Yeah, like that. Like so. Okay. So if I'm not talking a whole lot today, it's really because I think my anxiety is just really bad. And that happens usually like after a week like this week, when there was just like a lot of stuff happening in the world and in the community. I don't know, my anxiety just gets really bad from that. And I was like doubting myself about coming live. Ugh. If only we could talk to ourselves like we talk to others, right? I was struggling this morning. When you come around these turns here, like you can clip little bits if you want. Don't clip too much. Okay, we're going to use our stiletto. But yeah, I feel like because I like worry about people, that's where my anxiety really shows up, is like because I can't fix certain things. The stuff I can't control, right? That no one can control, really. So I don't know why my body is like freaking out. But it just does. It makes me freak out. And then when you get down here where your mark is, you just want to, I usually take my silver pen and I mark on my zipper tape where that mark was that I did, like the 1/2 inch mark, because that's where you want to stop your stitches. Yeah, Vonda, you're right. But girl, that's hard. Right? Oh, like I said, if only we would take our own advice, right? All right, so now that I have that clip there, now I have to start from the other side so that it is right measurements. But yeah, it's not easy. I was dealing with a lot of like compare versus despair stuff this morning. Like, you know, my stuff isn't as good as someone else's, that sort of thing. And like, I think sometimes, I know everybody feels it, right? Like, I know that. But I think sometimes, like, you want to share it and you want to talk to people about it, but then I also think people will be like, oh, she's ungrateful. Be grateful for what you got, right? Maybe it's a girl thing too, I think, to a certain extent. I'm sure guys feel it too, though. But I think it's definitely a girl conditioned thing. like that we shouldn't complain about something, or we shouldn't be upset about something, because then that makes us ungrateful, right? Which is so not true. Yes, it definitely, the reminding yourself it isn't your responsibility to fix everything. Totally. Totally. I mean, that's definitely a lesson I feel like I should have learned as a parent by now. But when it comes to yourself, right, it's hard. And I also think, like, you know, when you put yourself out there, like when you have a business and stuff, sometimes it's really difficult to, like, remember. And it's what I say to everybody. But, like, there really is no such thing as competition. There's so many people in the world. Your people are going to find you, right? You guys found me. You're my people, right? Ooh, broke a clip. All right, and then we're going to mark where to stop. Alrighty. Now we're going to sew this around. So Georgie calls for a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm always like, if I can just stay stitch this, the better, right? So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stay stitch it, because that way hopefully we don't see it. So I'm just going to do like an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way around. But the one thing that I felt like after last week about doing this, and I actually, you know, if this would have been like, I feel like any other type of live where I was like, well, I'm just getting on here, we're gonna sew just for community and time together. There's no rush, there's no pressure, like there's no pressure in this. Just be together on a Sunday and sew. I feel like any other thing, I probably would have canceled it, because I was really not in a very good frame of mind this morning. I also couldn't talk great. Like, I had such bad brain fog, which happens with my anxiety. Anybody else get brain fog? I'm sure it's partly perimenopause too, not just my anxiety. But I was like trying to talk to my strikers in the group, and I was like, okay, yeah, don't listen to that message. That message sounded not like me. It probably sounded bossy or mean. Oh. Okay, so you just want to go up to that mark we made, and then back stitch. other side. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Yeah, well, and I think that was also part of, like, where I was at too. Like, I had to like talk myself off the cliff, right? Of like, wait a second. Sewing is not, I mean, gosh, a lot of my recorded videos, what do I end it with? Sewing is the healing part. Sewing is our time to just be, right? To not allow that stuff to be bombarding our brains, right? So yes, I agree, and thank you all for commiserating with me. I was considering not sharing it because, again, I think also part of that, like understanding myself more and, you know, therapy and whatever. As an Enneagram 8, I can tend to lean into like unhealthy 2 tendencies, which is like give, and then like when things settle or then I'm like, well, what the heck, you know, I basically ignored all of my own needs, right? I tend to belittle my own needs versus, it's not a people pleaser thing, it's like ignoring yourself, right? And I've been doing a lot of that lately. Personal life, work life, all of it, just because I've been trying to get as much done this summer. And we all need to take care of ourselves. And so I'm gonna do some more sewing for myself this week. All right, so we have that part done. We're gonna just look at it, okay? Good morning, afternoon. Katie, I love you. So there we have it. So it closes real nice. That'll be great. All right, so now, before we do all that, we're gonna keep it how we had it. Right? Yes, okay. I'm gonna make one of my tote panel things this week. You sound like you are a nurturer. The personality type can wear down oneself quickly. So, actually, I mean, I guess I am a nurturer. I mean, pretty much every single role I've ever had in my life, whether it was in college, as a roommate, everyone's called me Mama Jenna because I like just do want to take care of people and like help them and support them, right? But it can get really hard when like you realize, you know, that you need to take care of yourself, right? And I definitely feel like this week some of my anxiety has been because I've been neglecting myself. And not necessarily to anyone else's fault, right? It's just, I did it. I didn't take care of myself. I didn't do what I needed to do. Okay, so now if you wanted to make your own handles, you could. But we're not making our own handles. We're using Bind It and Dyed. Oh, Melissa. It does. It definitely does help to share things. And I think that's also something too. Like, so many of us, like in this community in general, we're kind of isolated in amongst the community. And I think it's so nice to know, like, that you have that support, but at the same time, sometimes because we're not right in each other's like towns and we don't see each other in person, it can be hard to realize how much of a supportive community, even when we see it in very big ways like we saw this week, it can be hard to remember that for yourself, right? Okay, let's see. I forget how much I want to do these straps. Let me see what she calls for with the straps. Oh, here it is. So, let's see here, if that's enough. That's for 13. I think I'm going to use that. Just because I want it to be able to fit underneath my arm, especially if I'm walking in a crowd. All right, so you guys can see this. I don't know if the colors are showing up really well. Katie, are you going to sew outside today? This is the Midnight Binded and Dyed, and I don't know if you can see all the transitions of color in this, but it's really cool. And actually, for a Harry Potter thing, it kind of looks like a spell, like spooky, so I kind of like that. But we're just going to use this as like our webbing, our handles today. So there is 6 yard cuts of the binded and dyed on the website, and then there also is 3 yard cuts, and I just have a 3 yard cut here. So I'm doing 26 inches for my handle lengths. And I think for the Zats, this will be great because, like I said, don't get me wrong, webbing is great for this, but again, if you're trying to sell these, it's also cheaper. It doesn't cut into your margin as much. And it also is thinner, so it's going to be able to fold up much nicer. Okay, it's like, I wish. Oh, yeah, gosh, you guys have all the smoke and the fire stuff. Ugh. Yuck. All right. So that's that. All right, so I wish I wouldn't have messed up my pages here. I think this is it. So now I'm going to set these aside now that I have them cut. We're going to work on our main parts of the bag. So I'm going to throw those in there. I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to grab my main pieces here. So yeah. Alrighty. So we're going to sew right sides together, our exterior. We're going to do the same for our interior, but we're going to leave the interior, obviously our lining, we're going to do a little bit smaller on the sides so that it fits nice. But we're going to leave an opening in the lining because that's where we're going to be turning things. So I'm going to do my lining first. Let me remember which side is which. And we're just going to pin that. I don't know if there's fires on this side of Canada. on the east side of Canada, but last year when that happened here, oh my goodness, that was wild. We've never had anything like that here in Pennsylvania where the smoke was that bad. So that's horrible to be having to deal with that. And also it just stinks that you can't get outside because Katie finally got her little machine with the little battery thing going. Katie, I was telling everybody I'm making myself a lens port with your panel, with your mouse panel, the railroad mouse. I'm excited. All right, what is the seam allowance? I think the whole thing is with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Yeah. For this. Yeah. I'm just reading here, you guys. Brenda, how are yours coming along? Yeah, I feel like I'll show you then. I'll have to take some pictures, you guys, of how I cut the panel for the lens port, because I think it's going to look really great. Like, it worked really good, even though, like, the panel itself I'm kind of cutting up. If you don't know Katie from My Little Shindig, she has these new totally fabulous panels in her water-resistant canvas and her cotton canvas. And they're really, really fun. So, and she has a new subscription for it. I don't know, Katie, do you have any more subscriptions open for the panel? But I'm really excited because that Mickey's Railroad one matches the my August Dynamic Fabric Kit, one of the sailcloth in there. It matches it perfectly. So I'm going to make myself a bag with that. All right, so there's my hole. Turn it the right side. Rinda's like, I just having to remember the thread and machine I was using. I'll get there. And Katie says she has 4 more spots in the tote club. I don't know. I think that they're perfect, like, to do a subscription for that. Like, at least once I start getting mine, that's what everybody's getting for Christmas. Something made with one of those. All right, I'm gonna clip this down so I don't have that excess. It's gonna be so nice for my trip. So the one day my son and I, we don't have a tour planned. We have to switch hotels the one day because we're going on the cruise, and we did a cheaper hotel for the first part of the week than the one that has the transfer to the cruise. But because I didn't want to spend like crazy amounts for the transfer to the cruise ship, we decided to pay more on the night before the cruise to be in the better hotel. So that day, like, because we're switching hotels, is going to be kind of nutty to like really plan something that day. So we decided we're going to do a couple, like just kind of shopping and find different areas in London. Like there's a book place, there's a food, my son's a big foodie, so we figured we'd try to find a market or something. Annie, I missed the beginning. Is this pattern domestic friendly? Domestic, well, Juki friendly. Yes, definitely. I am using all cotton woven pretty much, except for this water resistant canvas. I tend to love I've become an industrial snob. I'm sorry. I have an amazing domestic machine. I have a Bernina 475 QE that's amazing and would totally do this pattern justice just fine. Yeah, I'm just a snob with my Sailrite, that's all. But yeah, it's totally beginner and domestic friendly. All right, now we're going to do the same here. 1/2 inch seam allowance, but this one we're closing all the way up. And I think before I go any further, I think I'm going to put my Hufflepuff tag, my Wingardium Leviosa. And I have to make sure I give credit where credit's due. So when we were making these tags, because I get on a call with Jade and we go through all the designs and like what I'm thinking about doing. And I had said to her, like, you know, I want to do like a tag for each house that will go with the Dark Academia series. And I already have a tag that's in the Potterhead bundle that has the Cheers Witches and the Brewed by Hand, and then there's a Dark Mark tag. I was like, I can just use the Dark Mark one for Slytherin, and because Jay's a Slytherin, she was like, no, because not all Slytherins are Death Eaters, which was very wrong on my part. I shouldn't have just been like, so apologies to anyone who's a Slytherin. So then Jade, she actually created the Slytherin tag and was like, this was one I was thinking about doing, but I'll give it to you. Yes, so we are gonna, so that is one of the things, Robbie. I think we're gonna go to King's Cross. So I booked dinner for that night at this really cool restaurant. So my son is going to college for computer science and secondary ed. So he loves like all things like programming and gaming and all of that. And so I found this restaurant that serves 4 courses, but each course is from a different country, right? It's like themed around a different country. But on your table, so I have to use my hands for this. So on your table, it is a screen, like your table is a screen. And so the whole time you're eating, it has little tiny chefs like making and like farming the food, and then like it's all like digital, and then they finish making it and then the real stuff comes out. And so my son doesn't know, I just told him I booked dinner that night. So I figure we're gonna go around, we'll go to King's Cross and everything, because there's shops in King's Cross as well. Oh, I was gonna put this on there, why didn't I do that? Because I'm talking. All right, let's put this puppy on here. That's why I did the center mark. But yeah. It's gonna be fun. We're only 18 days away from going on this trip, so we've saved for this trip for a long time because we took my daughter to France with our JRTC, and I really felt it was important for both my kids to experience like something international. And then my son, when I asked him what he wanted to do, he said he wanted to do a transatlantic cruise. And I was like, dude, you've never been on a ship in your life other than like a pontoon boat or not crossing the ocean. So then through the Oak Roots cruise, actually, because then I thought, well, I better go on a cruise, make sure that I don't get sick, because, and Katie and I could tell you so many stories about the Oka cruise. We'll probably have to share some of those stories, Katie, on some of our sew-alongs this fall. Oh my God. But anyways, oh shoot, I'm getting all mixed up. I'm getting all flustered. Then from talking with Shafiq for the Oka Roots cruise, I was telling him, I was like, listen, my son wants to go on a cruise, but like I can't miss that much in the summertime, and also like I don't want to spend that many days on a ship. And so then he hooked us up with this one that goes out of Southampton to Belgium. And so then we decided to do a couple days in London. It's going to be a good time. Yeah. I'm so glad my first cruise was with Katie. You mean how we basically got high off of anti-nausea patches for the first 24 hours? Oh. It was a good time. It doesn't matter if I don't remember the first 24 hours or not. Oh. I feel like that cruise made me a cruiser, and in particularly a Disney cruiser. And I will be the first to say, like, I don't feel like I'm a full-blown Disney adult, but I feel like that one really made me hover right on the edge of being a full-blown Disney adult, because it was really so good. Like, and I've heard one of my strickers, Antoinetta, she works for Disney Cruise Line, and I was asking her, because the ship we're going on is the Dream, and I was asking her, like, had she ever done this cruise herself, and she said she hadn't done this one, but she's been on the Dream, right? And she's like, oh, it's one of my favorite ships, which I hear a lot of people say that about the Dream. Jess actually said that to me too, from Oka Roots. She said that the Dream's one of her favorites. I did not know that the one show is Beauty and the Beast. Y'all, ask Katie. I bawled a little bit on the Wish, because like, I mean, I'm sure it does for people who aren't parents. Like, there's so much nostalgia wrapped in Disney. But when Rapunzel came out, like, I immediately started tearing up. And this cruise has Beauty and the Beast, and my daughter, I should find the picture sometime and post it, of my daughter wearing one of the reasons I learned to sew was that my daughter wanted a princess dress for Halloween. And so then I bought the pattern, and then she was like, no, I want to be the princessy witch. So then she became the princessy witch, but that pattern had 4 different princesses, and there was Snow White, Belle, and Cinderella. And because her name is Isabella, which this isn't why I named her that, but she wanted Belle next, and I have so many cute pictures of her wearing her Belle dress. Oh, I grew up too fast. All right, we're gonna attach our stuff. So when I heard that there's a Beauty and the Beast show, my son is gonna be like, Mom, seriously? I think it is cool, though, too. They just started this thing, so my son, he's 18. And I was kind of questioning, like, to take him on a Disney cruise. I mean, he loves, like, music and that sort of thing. He was in the band, and our band always went to, like, Disney World to perform. So, you know, he loved doing that. But I was a little like, he's 18. Is this really going to be fun for him? But now they just came out, Shafiq told me that they came out with a group that's all, like 18 plus, right? Like 18 to 21 year olds. So he'll actually like get to be with a group of kids his age if he wants to go and do stuff with, which I think will be cool. Like I said to him, I'm like, maybe you'll meet some like international friends. That'll be fun, right? We decided to go all out and do the fancy restaurants on the Dream are, I think there is a Palo, but we're not doing that. We're doing the Remy because that's the unique one to the Dream. And my son, we're doing a brunch, and he decided he wanted to do the water tasting, which is like water from around the world. It's like a flight of water. It was magical, wasn't it? Your daughter was friends with a Disney character? Oh, yeah. That's kind of special. I really wanted my son because they have like the, what is it, like an intern program for college students. He might actually do it because his college has like a really good partnership with Disney. I was like, I think that he would, I mean, I'm glad he wants to be a teacher, but I think his personality, maybe this cruise will like encourage him to do that. Because I just think that he would love, like, he's so good with kids. He really is. From the time he's little, he's always been like patient with kids, and so maybe he'll get an internship or something with Disney before he goes and teaches high schoolers. Yeah, this is gonna work perfect, the binded and dyed. I just finished dyeing my last batch of this that I had inventory for, so now the colors that are there will be the colors that are there for the year because I won't have time to dye anymore. I have to use the stuff that, I'm gonna make hydro pouches with Katie's kit from this month, the back to school ones with the goldie fish. I put binded and dyed in that, Katie. I dyed some to match that this month. I know the Bitty Bug Pack was the pattern for the month, but I think I'm going to make hydro pouches for some of the elementary. I'm on a school board, as most of you guys know. I think I'm going to make some for elementary school teachers that I know, that I'm friends with, because I know their kids would probably get a kick out of that. All right. Now I can piece these together. All right, so now I'm going right sides together. And we're gonna sew 1/2 inch seam allowance. Are we seeing okay? I just noticed my arm was really in the way there. Sorry, guys. I really need to get a better setup going on here in this small little area. Alrighty. Before we do our sew-alongs this fall, Katie, should we share with my groupies here, my eight people? I love you guys. That we're planning on doing some fun stuff this fall. This week was just so much for Katie and Jade and Chris. If you guys didn't see, please go follow Katie's new Instagram account. It's My Little Shindig 2, not the number 2, like TOO. Katie can put it in there. I just had a lot happen this week. But we are planning on doing some live sews together. Me, Katie, and Jade. And maybe some other bobbin buddies will join us starting in September. Yeah, we're gonna, and we want to try to keep it, we were talking about it, like we want to try to keep it like this, like simple sews. Like, let's not be here for, well, I know that we can't be. I know Katie can't, I can't, Jade can't, like, be here for 9 hours at a time. But, like, to do some fun, simple sews. And, like, so once a month. And then also, you know, that way you can see, like, what is Katie coming out with for the month? What new stuff does she have in her shop? What new stuff do I have? What new tags are coming from Jade and Chris? So I think it'll be a really fun. We want to try to be consistent with it. Like, it'll probably be Friday. That way people have all weekend to be on a Friday. Everybody, they'll have, you know, the weekend to watch the replay. And they keep it short so people can watch the replay. So definitely keep sending. I'm going to keep putting that on my stories too. I'm making a list of all of the simple patterns that people are recommending for us to do. So if you guys have any ideas now, feel free to share, you know, what you guys would like to see us do. But just the three of us and maybe another bestie coming in once in a while to sew something fun. And I think for the three of us, because all three of us were talking about just how we really don't, as a business owner, it's so hard to like force yourself to sit down and sew something. Even though that's like really why we got into this in the first place and it's what we love to do, there's always something that's like trying to take your attention, right? So, yeah. All right, now that I have the interior and the exterior done, let me just read my instruccionos and make sure that I have it figured out here. Okay. Attach main lining, finish main lining and bottom main. Mark the centers. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Okay, makes sense. And then we do the rest of the way. Okay, makes sense. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take the main part and my main exterior, and I need to decide. Yeah, I am going to put my tag there. So now we're going to line these up. So you want to get all your centers clipped first. Yeah, Wanda, I think it'll be a great time to spend one with two of my favorite people, but also, and I have to remember, oh, we stopped, that's right, okay, I don't need to do that. So for me to do this, that, to be able to hide your zipper in here, okay? So for me to do that, we're going to have to, I'm trying to remember this, when we do it here, Let me clip it and just double check myself. So if you don't want to do the tail thing, yeah, we're just going to leave the zipper like out like this so that I can stop right where we're just going to leave that hole open. We're going to close it at the end, but just so that you know what I'm doing, I'm going to pull my zipper a little bit more out, and I'm going to clip this center. Where do I want to? It's tricky. I guess I could leave it in there, but I should probably clip it with it because I'm not going to sew over that center part. It's just going to be clipped, but I want to make sure that it's not clipped in the way. All right, you guys. So I have my zipper in there, but just so you know, when you're coming around, if you do want to do this, that your zipper is tucked in. I'm just clipping right here where the center is, okay? When I get to this part, I just want to make sure that my zipper is not folded over here. And I'm going to end just like I ended here. I'm not going to sew all the way across here, which is how you would do it if you were going to have the tail for the zipper. We're gonna tuck that puppy in then, okay? Hopefully my brain fog brain made sense there. All right. Now we're just gonna go all the way around. And you might have to clip your corners a little bit. I feel like also when I'm at that point of like burnout, my fibromyalgia really, I usually don't have a lot of problems with it anymore. But I've noticed if I'm really like exhausting myself, I'm noticing that I have more of those symptoms. Even like the pain part of fibromyalgia, which I haven't had a whole lot of in a very long time. So, and I don't want to have it because it's not a fun thing. So I need to definitely be paying attention to that for myself. Anybody have already making like their holiday sewing plans of what you're making for people or what you want to make? Because I noticed the Emporium, she just came out with a kitty stocking. She had like a, I don't know, 5 days of Christmas in July or something like that. And she did like a kitty stocking. It's cute. Get in there, guys. I'm sorry this takes me longer. My hands don't work right after folding and rinsing and stuff all week. My hands just aren't. Fight with them. I'm just putting little snippers around the the corners of the luxe sateen. I feel like this Dark Academia series is a good one for holiday gifts for the Potter people in your life, because it is not, it has a more adult feel to it Potter wise. And then those new prints that we added that are like definitely Potter, they can add this like so that you know that it is supposed to be Potter themed, right? These are such great market bags too, like farmers market bags. I really should make more of these for myself. Once you make one, it's kind of like, yeah, that's genius. Georgie did a great job with this. The prints are so great, I cannot narrow down my cart. Yeah, it's, so we do have, so for those of you who might want the Potter prints, I mean, we don't have all of them in every base, like that's the thing. We do have somewhat of a inventory of the Dark Academia. We don't have inventory of the new Potter prints, so keep that in mind. But we do have somewhat of an inventory, specifically Kona, Basket Weave, and Lux Sateen, of Dark Academia. Now, do we have every single one? No. For like when the pre-order is over, if you still wanted them. But we do have a decent stock of the Dark Academia prints. All right, now what I want to do, I just want to mark on the side that has, I want to mark where to start and stop. So that's that, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start where my zipper starts. And I can close this side, but I'm not going to close the other side, okay? It is so hard. I feel like I really need, this is on me, you guys. I really need to, and I'm just going to do 1/8 of an inch because, well, let me think a second. No, I'm going to do my 1/4 inch now. I do need to, like, when we do pre-orders, I need to narrow down the series that I share, because there's so many good series out there, you guys. There's so many good prints. But I do think some of them we will definitely be bringing back a decent amount of them, even if they're like more spooky. We'll try to bring a decent amount of them back for the last chance, which we're going to do like a last chance pre-order in November. So that way, like, if there were any prints from this past year that we had on pre-order that you didn't get, you'll be able to get one last chance to get them. Use that stiletto. Is anybody doing any other events this year? I don't know if anybody saw Salty Sews. They announced some of their stuff. I'm going to be teaching a class in October for them. Sarah is a big potterhead. Alright, so here's where I just want to make sure that my zipper is not folded over, that I am not catching it and just going right up to the mark. I'm excited to teach at the Salty Sews thing because, like, I've really tried a little bit on my own to sew apparel, and I feel like, I mean, they pretty much taught me so far what I know. So it'll be fun to go and like just see what everybody is doing. I'm not staying for the whole thing because I am going to be at Sewcation as well. It was really kind of both Amanda and Sarah and Debbie to say it was all right for me to do that because we just have a lot of inventory from planning on doing Tennessee. Originally we were going to do Florida, but then we switched it. So it's nice that I'll be able to do both. Robbie, you're going to Sewcation? Yay! Hopefully. Yeah, it was going to be fun. And I'm doing something special for my class that I haven't done with any other indigo class with the Salty Sews girls. I'm not teaching indigo at Sewcation. I'm vending at Sewcation. And I don't know if I'll be teaching at all at Sewcation, actually. I told Amanda, like, only if she really needs like spots filled, because this is the first time I'm ever vending at an event like that, and I don't want to spread myself too thin. But I told her if she really needed me to teach something, I would. So I think if I do end up teaching, it might be the hanging project bag or the color theory class, but most likely a sewing, something sewing. We're getting there. I'm excited for, like, I guess there's going to be like a spooky party at both of them. That's fun. Even though I don't do spooky, just so you guys know. I'm not a big, like, I like cute spooky or country spooky. I don't like jump scare horror spooky. That's not my thing. Okay. Robbie, I love you. Thank you so much for thinking it was the best. I did actually, well, I guess I can announce that now because I did reach out to all of my people who are going to take the class at Tennessee. I do have a thing on my website. If you go onto the main page and scroll all the way to the bottom, I do have listed that I will be teaching the class online. Whimsical spooky. Yes. Yes. Whimsical. I like whimsical spooky. I like cutesy spooky. I like neon spooky. I like, yes. But I don't do Freddy. I don't do Child's Play. I don't do It. No, thank you. Not for this gal. Nope. What was I saying? Oh, about the color theory class. I really appreciate that, Robbie. So yeah, so I am going to do, I believe I'm going to do it when I come back from Socation. There will be dates available when we come back from Orlando. There'll be dates available for a online workshop that will be basically what I do in the class. So you can take it over again if you want. And then in January, anybody who's taken that workshop, you'll be able to do like I want to call it more like a mastermind type of experience. That will be like a 5-weeker or a 6-weeker type of thing where we do Zooms, and I'll have a time in the morning and the evening, so that depending on what time zone you're in. So I do have that on my website now. I wasn't planning on getting anything ready for it, but then after this week I was like, I really didn't want, the class is just, it doesn't make sense for me to send a workbook to somebody who doesn't do the class, because it doesn't really, you kind of need the group environment, you need the discussion. So let me look at this a second, see which end is which. Now we're going to put our base on our lining. So we're just going to clip that to here, and then we'll be clipping the lining to the exterior. We're almost done, you guys. So if you are interested in the color theory workshop or in that mastermind thing, you want to sign up for that list on my website. It will like kind of categorize, I guess, put you in like it puts you in a bucket that then I can email everybody who said they were interested. Make sense? Alright, I'm going to clip my corners here a little bit. I had a really good friend growing up that she like loved all the horror stuff. I can remember the first time I ever saw Child's Play. Oh my god, I had a My Buddy. Do you guys remember My Buddy and Kid Sister dolls? Oh, I was so scared that the doll was gonna come to life. Oh, she was older than me. She wasn't old enough though that she should have been watching those things, probably. But she lived with her grandma, and I don't think her grandmother really knew what she was watching. I hid my grandparents, so our basement, this is kind of a sad story that turns out to be like a good thing. So my grandmother growing up, because like she was born before the Depression, so they, you know, they didn't have a ton of money. And I guess when she got old enough to like get a cleaning job, she saved all of her quarters. She only made a quarter a job, right? She saved up all her quarters because she really wanted this doll that was in like the 5 and 10 in the town. And she got the doll, and her dad was, you know, not very nice. And I guess back then, I think she was like 11 or 12 or something like that. She really wanted this doll. So she bought this doll with her own money, and her dad broke it and said she was too old for dolls. How horrible is that? And so my Nana, like, it didn't matter when I was little because I lived with them. If I said I wanted a doll, usually I got it because she never wanted me to feel like I was too old to play with dolls. And so in our basement, in our rec room, which is where I had all my toys and everything, there was a chair that she kind of had, like, all my dolls, like, were sitting in the chair. And then My Buddy doll was in that chair. And I can remember taking the My Buddy doll and, like, after I saw that movie with my friend, taking him and, like, hiding him underneath, like, shoving him as far back into the corner so that you couldn't see him. Oh. Yep, I don't do spooky. My kids, like, love that, Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever it is video game. That's, like, jump scare spooky stuff. Nope. Okay. So now we're going to sew this on, and we're going to sew this. I believe this we're sewing at the 1/2 inch seam allowance, but let me just double check the lining here. Oh, wait. Attach lining to bottom. You'll need, okay, use the steps above to attach the inner lining to the bottom lining. So to attach with a 3/8 seam allowance. So the bottom we're doing 3/8. Okay. I'm gonna put my, where did he go? Oh, there he is. Put my little measurement magnet here. Did anybody watch the new Ghostbusters? It's on Netflix right now. It could not, like, I could not keep my attention. And I've loved pretty much all the Ghostbuster movies. And I know Katie, it had our guy in it, and I'm usually very happy about all of his performances. And his performance was still pretty good. It couldn't keep my attention. Maybe I have to watch it again. Because I did watch it this week when things were kind of crazy. So, but yeah. And I also like Carrie, what is her name? Carrie Coon. I like her as an actress, and I just couldn't keep my attention. Katie's like, Paul Rudd always keeps my attention. Well, not for those purposes, Katie. I was trying to tell my kids the other day when we were watching and we were talking, because I think he's in the Deadpool movie, isn't he? For a few moments. You liked it, Katie? I think I probably have to watch it again. I heard either mentions of him or he is in the Deadpool movie. And I said to my kids, I was like, yeah, he was in like one of the first Nintendo commercials. And my kids were like, what? He's not that old. And I was like, thanks. He's as old as your mother. Older. He's older. He doesn't look it though, that's for sure. He's aged well. Alrighty. We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, I'm just going to trim this down all the way around to get rid of that bulk. And now we can finish it. We're so close. Oh, you know what? We forgot the top stitch. The exterior one. So we have to do that yet too. But now we have the lining complete. All right, so we have to top stitch the exterior here, and then that will help us to be able to hide our zipper. So I'm going to turn it right side out. Okay. I'm just going to turn it, pull it, flatten it. And then here, where our zipper is, we're just going to turn it around because the way we want it to go. Let me make sure that I have this all turned out. You could do this as a last step too if you wanted to. And then I'm just gonna shove this. I probably should just burn this down a little bit. My blowtorch over here. And then I'm just gonna shove this inside like so. And the thing about this is that I like mine to lay flat, right? Like when I open it up, my bag to lay flat. So you just want to make sure that where your zipper pull is, that it's gonna like, once you do it, it's gonna lay flat. It will make like a kind of a little bubble there, but it's not that big of a deal, to be very honest. And then I'm just gonna put, where did I put some of those clips that I had? The long clips. Where did they go? There they are. I'm just gonna put a long clip on either side of that, so that then when I'm top stitching, I'm probably gonna stop like there, back stitch, and then here, back stitch. I'm not, because I want my zipper to be able to go all the way in too. So that's just how I do it. So now we're just gonna make sure everything's flat. You just want to be looking to make sure that you're not sewing on top of something like your handles or anything while you're top stitching. I'm gonna actually start there. Okay. I really need to buy that hump jumper, guys. I know I say it pretty much every live. I always forget after the live. Oh, I wonder if I'm running out of bobbin. I kind of hear something. Oh, maybe it's my zipper pulls. I'm gonna say I had a full bobbin for this, so I shouldn't. Katie, have you done the Zip Away Tote for a club? think this might be a good one for your club. I know you usually do free patterns, but this might be a good one. Because I don't think this is more than a fat quarter. I'll have to measure it and see. I'm just gonna clip that part off, you guys, that I just hopped over. Oh, everybody liked it. Everybody liked the movie. So I need to rewatch it. My husband didn't see it. I watched it without him, so maybe that's what we'll watch tonight when I'm done here. Maybe we'll watch that and have dinner and get ready for House of Dragon. It's getting so good, you guys. Oh my gosh, and I can't believe we only have 2 more episodes. Hey, Mo. I'm glad they're doing a 3rd season because I have a feeling this season's going to end like on a total cliffhanger, which is going to not make me super happy, but it will be what it is, right? Kind of like When the Moon Hatched. If you guys have been read the book that I'm making the fabric for, it's a cliffhanger, and we have to wait until what, next year sometime for the 2nd book. All right, and I'm just gonna pull that through. Come on. There it is. Is this it? Yeah. Oh, that's what the jingling was. It was my key fob thing. No need to. No, I need to. What do you need to do? Oh, the Zat. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, I think this would be a good one. I'll measure, because this can't be more. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're plenty with a fat quarter for, yeah. I'll measure it, but I'm pretty sure you could do it. All right, now that we have that done, oh, guys, it's so cute. It's perfect. All right, now we're going to put our lining on. I have to remember, right size in, right? That's how we do this. So we're gonna throw this in there. And make sure your straps are in there. And then corner to corner. So I just want to make sure that when I open it, that the front, yeah, okay. All right, so now we're just gonna piece this together, and then we're gonna sew this at a 3/8 seam allowance. Yeah, this is a fun pattern, and it's so useful. And cotton wovens are perfect for it. You can do vinyl for like the exterior if you wanted to. But cotton wovens and canvases are great for it. And like I said, not too thick of a canvas, which Katie's poly canvas would be perfect for the lining or the exterior of this. That's why I like this Luxe Sateen, because it's heavier, but it's not heavy. Apollo got a bath yesterday. He wasn't happy with us. And Isabella brushed him out. So when you walk out my front yard, it looks like an animal died. She did him right up front. I was like... I was like, why did you do it like right up front, Isabella? She's like, well, I was sitting on the step. And I was like, yeah. Now anybody comes, the Amazon person or UPS is going to be like, what in the world? I need to make these. Oh my gosh, they'd be perfect, Robbie, for trick or treat. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect for trick or treat. I completely agree. All right, we're doing 3/8 seam allowance all the way around. Because then they could have it for later. How fun is that? It's not something that's perfect. Maybe that's a good idea for my nieces and nephews. I feel because my kids are leaving me, I'm like going to start adopting other people's little kids to make things for them. Don't let me forget my woven label, you guys, when we go to close this puppy up. I have a tendency to forget that. Okay. Moment of truth. Let's turn this bad boy right side out. Let's see how she looks. I feel like I also need to sew for my trip so I can be like excited about my trip and not have anxiety about my trip. Because I do feel like I have a little bit of anxiety about it because my daughter will be needing to move back to school. She needs to pack. Not that I'm going to do that for her, but if you have young adult children, you understand. Hi. Hi. Apollo came to say hi. Hi, Bubby. You want to say hi to everybody? Whatever. Are they chasing you? Where's Sissy? Is she coming? Oh. All right. It looks good so far. Now we just have to top stitch around the top and sew it in. So let's push this in here. Hi, bud. Coming to hang out with me now. All right. Oh, it looks great. You guys, look. My handles are a little longer than what it says to be, but I like the handles to be a little longer so it doesn't feel like it's right up in my armpit. Look how cute it is. All right, we're gonna top stitch it. We're gonna sew it shut with our thing, and then we're gonna fold it, zip it away. All right. So let me just get some clippers on here. But yeah, the binding and dyed work perfect for this. I love it. I feel like there's so many uses for it. You don't have to use it as binding, although it does look great as binding. Anybody see the bag that Jess Taylor made with it? The Mav pack she did? I'm not that much of a binding pro, but all the clips she put on there, that's patience, people. feel like I have it clipped enough to top stitch it. Let's top stitch it. Yeah, he likes to play hard to get all the time, Katie. That's like his MO. It's ridiculous. Because he's not hard to get. All you need to do is put food in front of him and he's like, oh, sure. Why didn't you say so? This will be perfect shopping bag. Yay. I know for sure in Belgium I'm going to shop for lace, because I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it, with the shop or anything like that, but I guess Belgium is known for their lace manufacturing, like hand woven lace. So I thought, how cool would it be to like dye some lace? So I am going to shop for some lace in Belgium. Obviously, we've got to get chocolate, right? And I feel like in London, I don't know if there's anything. Oh, make sure I'm not getting that one. I don't know. I definitely want to have like real fish and chips, right? I want to have Indian food. Robbie, I just read your thing. Tag. Yes, as soon as we're done top stitching. Thank you. That's what I need. Because I read it and I was like, what is she screaming tag at me for? Because I told you to. Okay. I'll tie this off. And I'm going to throw clips everywhere. And we'll do the tag. But I'm so happy. I'm glad I thought about doing this, because I was thinking, I'm like, oh, I'll do a different pattern one you guys recommended. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to save those for when Katie, me, and Jade, when we decide what we're making, we'll do some of those, because there were some really good ideas there. And I'm going to make something for my trip. All right, let's put my tag in. There's the opening. Nope, it's on this side. Okay. Aquarium Threads really does have some, I mean, I have the sewing blurbs thing, so I have all these woven labels, but when I ordered my webbing for my lens support that I'm making with Katie's panel, I ordered more of her woven labels because she has some really, really cute ones. Okay, I want to be able to see Mr. H. Potter. I'll be able to see that. So I gotta make sure it's just right. There we go. Okie dokie. I got the, there was one with like had books and coffee, and then I got the one with, I need to make something for Katie with this one. The Kermit the Frog one with the tea. And then, what other one? Oh, I got the Swifty one. Because I'm going to make her, with our Swiftmas fabric, I'm going to make some things for my nieces for Christmas. I think I'm going to make them those kitty stockings. And give it a fuzzy tail and fuzzy ears. All right, here we are. Oh, we still have one more piece to do, but I'll turn you guys up so you can watch me do it. All right, I'm gonna turn you around. We're gonna go over there to my cutting table. Katie, I showed them, you missed it. I showed them Jade and Chris's, what did they call it? Crap, I always forget the name of it. Two-tone wrist buddy. Even though it's not up on their website. But like I said, Jade did tell me the other day when I was talking to her that they figured out how they can ship it. So I'm sure once things settle down over there, they'll get it up on their website. All right, we need to close that. So I need I don't have one of those tools like by itself. I use my cam press for it. But this would be a fun thing together, like if you were doing a market, to do the wrist buddies and the Zip Away Totes. That would be a good market booth, because you'd have like a low cost item and like a higher cost item. Probably should. I'm gonna sew this. I'm gonna sew this across here real quick so that I'm not getting all wonky. But I thought having a wristlet on my Zip Away Tote, I'll be able to find it in my backpack easier, because it'll get shoved, I'm sure. All right, and I just put a little bit of glue, and we're gonna stick it in there like so. I usually try to close it a little bit. Ta-da! There we go. All right. So there's my tote. Looks great. All right, now to fold this puppy up, we're gonna put our straps inside there, and then you fold it flat like this, and then we fold these inwards, and then we fold down, and then Georgie showed a good trick. Like if you fold it the one direction, it makes it a little thinner so that you can zip it up. So now we're gonna finagle it to zip it up. This is the first time. Perfect. Look at that. Oh my gosh, this turned out great. I love it. Like I said, when you do this with the zipper that is not like a tail, you will have this little bit here that kind of, you know, isn't necessarily, you know, straight, but I like this better than having the tail. I know that some people like put their like wristless thing on the tail piece. That's just not for me. I just don't like that. And then you have your little zipper pocket to be able to put, like if you wanted to put cash or if you had something you could put in there. I think the next time I do one of these, I'm going to think about putting that in that direction. But yeah, it's great. This will be perfect for my trip. And then straps. Oh, that's great. Just right. Love it. So there you have it. that's the Zip Away Tote. If you want like an actual tutorial where it's broken up in parts, I do have a tutorial for this on my channel. So does Georgie, okay? So definitely, if you want an actual tutorial and not this live replay, go check those out. I hope everybody had a great time sewing with me today. Thanks for just being some moral support. I think we all do get in our head once in a while, especially if we're a little burned out. And I think, you know, this week has really been a lesson for me again. I've had this lesson multiple times, that when I burn myself out, or when I'm tired, so that I don't burn myself out, I need to just take the rest, and that it's okay to take the rest, and it's okay to not like solve problems that aren't my problem. It's okay to be supportive, but it's not okay to like allow it to take over you just mentally. So yeah, thank you for being here and just sharing with me today. I feel like these are great, fun sews. Like I said, this is our Dark Academia series. This is the small scale. This is not available on our website. Regular scale is what's available. It's every colorway for each Potter house. So go check it out. This was in the Luxe Sateen, but we do have it available right now in our pre-order in all the bases. And then this here was the magical letter. So this is our thunder size scale, so the larger scale, and then we do have it in a regular scale as well. So definitely go over and check out all of our Potter inspired prints and all of our other prints that are available on our pre-order. It runs until August 9th, and our turnaround time is super fast. You will have all of your holiday fabric by September 27th, and plenty of time for all of the holiday making. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.